I feel happy whenever I see Hello Kitty Cheerful. Your smile makes me happy. I'm happy when you are alone. I'm glad we are able to spend the time together with you.
아, 이렇게 약간 지역 특성을 우와, 가까이서 그려.
Give my heart a smile. You have a way of brightening my days. How can I be happy? I often receive such questions. People who ask such questions are fundamentally wrong on their thinkings. Let me explain. You can decide your standard of happiness. This is because there are countless choices in the world. For example, let's say you eat lunch. Where you cook it yourself from what you have in your refrigerators. Eat it at a nearby restaurants or buy it at the convenience stores. There are countless choices. At this point, it depends on the person which choices will make him or her happy. Do you really want to use up all the pork in the refrigerators? Do you really want to eat curry from a nearby restaurant? Or do you definitely want to try the new sweets from the convenience stores? Those are all correct. It is not for anyone else to decide. There is no reason for anyone to tell you that you should cook for yourself the way you are eating that curry you really want to eat. In other words, you have to decide the standard of your happiness by yourself. Is the standard of happiness other people's? There are people in the world who are satisfied by acquiring what others want. They are the kind of people who feel happy by buying cars, buying watches, clothes, accessories, and other things that others want, as soon as they want. This type of person is often found among misguided, successful people and celebrities, but they are probably rather a small part of the same and the general populations. Such happiness is based on others and the standard of values. They are controlled by what others think of them. This is like a prey ants mantis whose web is controlled by a parasitic echidna. You seem to be making your own decisions, but in reality, you are controlled by something else. The dreams of parents and children are beautiful, but the same is true for children who are chasing dreams that their parents fail to fulfill. This is often the case with athletes, where the child inherits and supported the dreams the parent has given the upbringing. This may look beautiful from the outside, but it is fraught with danger. One wrong, maybe your child may rebel against the parents to a great extent, bringing the parent-child relationship to its worst. Or even if the child is able to fulfill the parent's dream, he or she will then have a gaping hole in his or her heart. This is what is called burnout, since the original motivation is not from oneself but from others. When that is lost, one does not know what to do at once. Same thing is often seen in other situations. For example, I joined a famous company and wanted to be popular at the party, but I still feel inferior to people who earned, I don't know, 20 million in a year after earning the 10 million years a year. People whose standard of happiness is based on others will always remain unfulfilled. So, be the person who gets what you need for yourself. There are smart children that even if they are poor, and there are excellent people even if they work in small companies. No matter what environment you are in, if you don't lose sight of what is important to you, you can live happily anytime, anywhere. And you don't need to listen to others' advice to you to do this more when you are living the happy. The first thing is that you appreciate it only after you lose it is your health. If you have been disease-free since you are young, you tend to be overconfident in your health and recklessly repeat the same things over and over, saying, I'm still young. Even if a health check at the workplace indicated that attention is needed, people tend to think that it is nothing serious. People who often entertain as guests for business are especially prone to lifestyle-related diseases due to overeating and overindulgence. Many people are told by their doctors that they're diabetic and should exercise regularly, but they ignore the advice because their busy schedules. As a result, many of them suddenly suffer myocardial infarctions and never return home. It is too late for them to regret it later, saying, I should have listened to my doctor at that time. Food as a meaning that beyond mere nutritional support. A man who had no relatives and spent the last years of his life said that although he was no longer able to accept food on the eve of what would probably be his last birthdays, he begging for one more bowl of sushi. He probably had memories of celebrating his birthday with families with sushi. It is only in the last 2 days of life that happy memories of meals and other favorite foods come back to life, because they will never be experienced again. They are even more nostalgic. Common regrets at the verge of death. I was a fool to think that I was too old. I made the mistake by relying only on the company's medical checks. I should have listened to the doctors at that time. I was advised to exercise regularly, but I was too preoccupied with work and didn't listen to him. If I had taken the better care of myself, none of this would have happened. I did not take good care of my body, and I have been overexerted myself and being reckless for too long. The bill for that has come due. I cannot taste it. My sense of taste has changed due to my illness. It is most painful that I cannot eat my favorite food deliciously. Eating alone in a hospital room is not even tastier than eating alone. The purpose of eating is not only to nourish the body, it was enjoyable to eat with family and friends at the table. Even those who have been striving to work, make money while in good health realize that the power of money is of little consequences when one's time to die. However, even at the time of death, there are still financial issues that need to be resolved. One of them is the cost of one's own medical care. If a patient is hospitalized for a long time for advanced treatment, the medical expenses will mount. If the savings account runs out, patients will not be able to receive adequate treatment. In such a situation, insurance is the best resource. If I cancel my insurance because I am healthy now or need the money for the immediate or future, I will regret it when I become ill. Being ill has made me realize how grateful I am for the support of my families. Many regret that they did not take care of their families. Perhaps they also feel guilty about us. Many people lament, grieve, mourn that their children do not come to visit them, but they do not tell their children this directly. It is such a thing. The parents do not know their children until the end of their lives.